Hello, welcome to the G.I. Joe New News Classified Reviews. My name is David T. Allen, or if you would like, Super Dave 817. If you would like to see more of this content, please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification button for future videos. Thank you and enjoy.
Hello, welcome to the G.I. Joe New News Classified Review. We are up to 24, the Cobra Infantry. Today we have a lot to cover in this video beyond the review of the Cobra Infantry. I'm in a different location in this episode. This is my 80s room, so I wanted to test out some different spaces for my videos so we can show off some other things. So if Lone Dragon or if you are in this chat today, I have some special things to show you if you're in the chat. If not, then don't worry about it. So I want to also ask everybody that's in here to make sure you are subscribed. We're up to, I think, 95 subscribers, and I'm trying to get to 100. I know it's not a lot, but I am very, very proud of that accomplishment that we're going to be getting to 100 very soon. So let everybody know to subscribe, share, let people know about this series and other videos that we do on this channel. We have a lot of different programs that we do. We have my G.I. Joe comics review. That covers all G.I. Joe comics through Skybound. We haven't yet started the doing the relaunch of the retro comics, but we're going to. We've just been busy in the comic world with a lot of other stuff, so I haven't gotten to do the reviews of the old comics yet, but we're going to very shortly. So if you want to talk about comics or watch about comics, that series is for you. And then if you want to just keep up with all the news of the G.I. Joe community, all over the community, whether it be gaming, Kickstarters, action figures at all different companies, Super 7, Hasbro, you name it, video game stuff. We will be covering that in the G.I. Joe New News review. And then on the weekends, I am on the Toy Talk podcast at 2 o'clock, and we will be covering a lot of other topics in the toy world, plus a lot of personal projects that we're all doing from that channel. So there's a lot of opportunities to watch on this channel if you haven't already. And I appreciate all the folks that have subscribed up to this point. I made a promise a long time ago when the channel started that if we got to 100 that I would open up my Jada Street Fighter figures, and I would start with the very first one on that. When we hit 100 plus, I will do a special episode for the 100th subscriber episode as well. I will do the my top 10 favorite G.I. Joe characters. So you have an opportunity there to get two special videos to watch after we get to 100. So please share and like and click the notifications and give us a like and comment, because that helps the channel grow, and we would like to get to that 100. And like I said, it's not a ton, but I'm very proud to get to 100, and I'm very proud of all the folks that have subscribed and have contributed to this channel. And I enjoy talking with all of you about these figures and the classified reviews that we've been doing, the deep dives into these characters, their histories, and so on. So all that out of the way and all that said, we're going to start with the Cobra Infantry. So this is number 24. And so we're, like I said before, we are back to the regular series of figures. We are stepped away from the Cobra Island for a little while. So first off, we're going to go into Dan Klingensmith's book, the first volume again, back to volume 1. And so we had previously we did Cobra, the enemy, and now we're going to do Cobra, uh, Cobra Infantry, which is right there. There's not a lot of turnarounds there on the Cobra Infantry, so we're going to read that off a little bit. Alternate names, NA, year release 1982 and 1983, because all these original OG13s were originally straight arm figures. I'm only going to be showing you the swivel arm versions. I do not have all the straight arms and all the swivel arms. I am not a complete collector. I don't have every single thing there is to have. I have a lot. I have a very extensive collection, but I don't have everything. And that is one thing I do not have complete. Some of my OG13s are swivel, some are straight arm. It's just how I got them, where I got them, and the convenience of it. And so I've never been a person that's needed both sets complete. So there you go. So let's read a little bit about what Dan has to say about the Cobra Infantry. Oh yeah, it was designed by Ron Rudat. Like I said, he did the first 7 years or so, pretty much all the design of the regular figures. He may not have done all the vehicle drivers, but he did do mainly all the regular figures, the mainline figures. So all right. Acting as a field grade officer amongst the Cobra troops, the Cobra officer would head up special operations within Cobra, wearing an Alice pack. I'm not sure, with the rank of officer on the straps. The officer would carry additional cartridges to his AKM assault rifle, Cobra officer. So I'm not sure what Alice wearing an Alice pack is, but I'm sure there's a reason for that. So like I said before, there he is. There's some of the turnarounds. All right, so now we're going to go into uh, Carson's book, and we're going to show off the package. So we already showed off the Cobra regular package. Now we're going to show the vintage Cobra officer package. There he is with his AK 47 there. That's his original package. Cobra the enemy. And then, like most OG13s, the Cobra officer also appeared in G.I. Joe, Real American Hero by Larry Hama, #1. So that's his first appearance. So whenever we get to OG13 characters, Cobra Commander, Baroness, Cobra Troopers, I would say almost all of them appeared in the first issue of G.I. Joe #1 as their first appearance. So then that's going to roll us over to the actual figure, the Cobra Infantry figure. Cobra Officer, Cobra Infantry, same thing. There you go. So he's a little bit wobbly. Like I said, I'm not a mint complete collector, so he's a little bit wobbly. And I misspoke. This is actually a straight arm on this one, not a swivel arm. You can tell by the arms there, that's a straight arm. And he's got a little bit of yellowing on the legs. You can see that yellowing there on the legs. So he is, I would say, okay condition. It has the crotch. It has the Cobra emblem on the chest. There's the Cobra emblem on the chest. Yeah. So there you go. Other than that, his paint is pretty good. And I do not have his AK-47. So there you go for that. So then that's going to roll us into the classified figure. So again, this is the first time we are opening all these classifieds for these reviews. Um, and as cool as the previous Cobra Trooper was, this Cobra Infantry, Cobra slash Cobra Officer, whatever you want to call him, is probably going to be really, really cool. All right, so we're going to slide him out of the package. Let's go over the package a little bit. So it's Cobra, so it's got that red, all the red highlights. It's number 24, as I said before, and it's got that creepy art style that the previous one had with the mask and things like that. But it is really nice. It is really nice, and it's gonna be sad when we lose this all this artwork that's on the side. I hope Hasbro at some point um, does a book of these. Good morning, Michael Gene Fleming. Thank you for joining us. Um, I hope at some point we get an art style like coffee table book for these, because I really, really like all this these paintings and this art, and I hope there's a way they can present this stuff in its original form and not this like cut out, like carved out piece. Uh, because I'm sure I've seen some of this artwork on that the artists have presented, and it is bigger, it is wider, there's more to it. So I would like to see that. I think that's another thing that we could get maybe through the Hasbro Pulse premium membership. Maybe get a discount on like that kind of a coffee table book or whatever for the people that have been collecting this from the very beginning. I think it does a disservice to all these original creators because that work is just on this package, and if you toss the package, then you're not going to do anything. Now I've kept all my figures, but I am now opening a series, a complete set of these figures for the purposes of these videos. But I am sad to say I have to pack these boxes away, but I will be keeping them. So let's see. We have probably most likely infantry, weapons expert, I don't know, Cobra, the enemy, all kinds of different things probably for the meanings of these insignias on here. I don't, like I say every video, I don't know all of the designations, what they all mean, but that's probably some of what this stuff means. And then we're back to the traditional back package, and they keep adding as we get along on here, go along. They keep adding more of the characters. Like they added Zartan over there, Firefly up here, all the troopers are over there. So they keep adding people to it. So it gets bigger and more complex and more complex. That's another thing I think, along with that map for the Cobra Island, I think we should get the final version of this as a poster. I think it would be really cool. And we also, here's another thing that I find interesting. There's a bunch of vehicles around here, around the edges, and we are getting a lot of these vehicles over the 5 years. And so it's kind of like a premonition to the vehicles and things that we're going to get. So it's like all the popular vehicles, and some of this stuff we'll probably be getting. Like there's a Dragonfly, there's a Hiss, there's different things in here that we're probably going to end up getting. For Trouble Bubbles, the Rattler, there's a lot of stuff on here. So it's like it's kind of like telling the future a little bit as to what the stuff that's the most popular that we'll probably eventually get. So it's kind of, you got to you kind of have a different insight into looking at this stuff than you did originally, because we didn't expect we were going to have all these vehicles. And now look at all the vehicles we're getting, and all the ones this year that have been pre-solicited and or pre-ordered. The MMS with Colonel Hawk, the little glider. I can't think of the name of the glider. The robot, the Cobra bot. Century, whatever it's called, a whole bunch of different things just this year, and we don't know what we're going to be getting for in the future for Yojo June. There's also the Awe Striker that's been solicited, not solicited actually, showed off a little bit. We got a render of it, but we didn't actually get an in-hand version of it at this point yet. But I'm guessing during Yojo June we'll get to see what it actually looks like in hand and so on. But so there's the Cobra Infantry box number 24. So we're going to move on, put him aside. And so let's pull out the first figure, and we'll get to that. So there you go. There's the figure. So he has a very heavy secondary on him that has a holster, a sheath, a second holster has these plugs in the back, 3 plugs in the back. So I'm guessing for future use or something, maybe some of his weapons. I'm not sure, but that's a lot of plugs to put stuff on. So maybe he can be switched and swapped with his compatriot, the Cobra Trooper, and you might be able to get different things on him. All right, so there's all kinds of detail on this. So the good thing about this new setting that I'm in is there's a lot more lighting here. You can get a lot closer visual of all that cool greeble and stuff that's on this secondary, and the same with on the back, all that greeble on the back. So like the previous one, he has some stuff on the sides of the helmet, his head. He's got I would say a balaclava with a secondary mask on, but the secondary mask is not removable. But if you look really close, look at those eyes. Look at how sinister those eyes look. That kind of reminds me of Scarface. Dark Storm Shadow. What are you referring to? XX Jace XX? I'm not sure what Dark Storm Shadow is. But yeah, he looks really cool. So let's see. Let's go over all the different articulation points. He's got on the arm. He has the butterfly, articulation. He's got the swivel there. What do you mean? Is that what I was holding? This is the Cobra Infantry classified figure. We're this series classified review is going over all the classified figures from 00 to present, and we are now up to 24. We've gotten through all the other ones thus far. Oh, Jace, okay. Hey, no problem. We got a lot of new viewers and stuff like that. So if you need to ask questions, feel free. This is an interactive review, so you can ask anything you want. I'll do the best I can to answer. So back to this. So there's a lot of like layering on the arms. So the articulation. So we have the shoulder articulation. We have the I guess you could call that the muscle. I can't remember what that muscle is right there, but that articulation, and then we have the elbow, the double pinned elbow articulation. And then let's see if we have the new wrist articulation. No, this one doesn't have the wrist articulation, but it has the hand articulation. So all that is on both sides. And then we probably have we have the swivel, but I don't know if we have the ab crunch or not. I can't tell because it has the secondary, but we definitely have the Cobra emblem there. And then we have the crotch. We have the normal crotch articulation there. We have the knee, thigh articulation. We have the 2-pin knee double pin articulation in the knees, and we have the let's see if we have the ankle. Yeah, we do have the ankle articulation, and we have the normal foot rockers there. So it has pretty much everything, except it doesn't have that one wrist articulation that we had on one of the figures a while back. So that's the only thing that's not there. We have the new head swivel and head articulation. So this one is pretty articulated. There's a lot to this. So let's get into it. So we have these really cool gauntlets on the sides that the other one didn't have. We have this armor on the feet that the other one didn't have. I'm thinking that armor is on another figure. I'm trying to figure out what the other figure out that had that. Was it the Viper that had that? I can't recall who had that. But like I was saying earlier, there's a lot of greeble pouches and all kinds of cool stuff on here on all sides. It's got some padding on the sides of the legs, interior and back of the legs there. There's tons of layering, paint decos and stuff on this. There's a lot of shading. Like I said earlier, these eyes look really, really, really cool. Look at how sinister that is. See how far I can get that. Isn't that cool looking? They do such a great job with the eyes in these. Let me know if you guys, what you guys think of this, because I want to make sure that I'm not just giving my opinions. If you guys feel there's something bad or good about these, please chime in. There's some really cool layering above that Cobra. It's like the neck part of that. You can see that all those lines there. This thing is loaded out. I'm telling you, ever since we've gotten to the Cobra Island stuff, they've really taken a turn on classifying this up. And that's what the term classified is. It's meaning they're classifying the characters, the designs up. So we've taken a big turn. So first off, we're going to take his helmet off. So here's his helmet. This is Cobra helmet, and like the head, there's that cool deco on there. Let's see. We don't have the chevron on this one. There's no chevron. Usually there's a little bitty chevron at the top of the corner of these. If you look at the vintage one, actually the vintage one doesn't have it either. It must have only been on the Trooper. So that's interesting that this doesn't have it. So I'm putting that on him. See what he looks like. Ooh, boy, that makes him look even more sinister because it covers a lot of his eyes. Look at that. Look at that sinister grimace. Reminds me of Scarface. If you want to know who Scarface is, you'll have to check A Real American Hero to see who Scarface is. But he's a Cobra Trooper kind of guy that's dressed like that. But he has a scar on his face. You can see it a lot. All right, so we're going to go into his weapons. He's got these 2 pistols, so it makes sense that he has 2 holsters for these 2 pistols, right? So we're going to put the 2 pistols on him. There. All right, those went in pretty easily. There. So there's one pistol in there, and then there's the other pistol in the back. All right. So then we're going to pull out his knife. And there's also a sheath for that. The sheath is on the front there. So we're going to put, it's a little teeny knife, but I'm sure it'll go right in there. Yep, there it is. That went right in, no problem. Sheath. And so then we're going to get his rifle. Now he doesn't have an AK-47 like he did in the vintage one, but he does have this very futuristic rifle that I think is really, really cool. That's the one thing. These things maintain that futuristic weapons type approach that classified's done from the very beginning. The only difference is they've taken out the blue laser type style paint. So I'm going to put this in his hand. That is usually the most difficult thing I have with these reviews, is putting stuff in their hands. And that went right in his hand like that. There it is. No problem. And there's a little knob on the back there. Let's see, you can see it sticking out. There, you can see that knob. So I'm guessing that knob is something where you can plug this into his back and it can charge or whatever. Maybe there's a charging uh, port there or something on his back. But he does not come with a backpack. So that is very strange. So there, you can go like that, and he can like do his running and stuff like that, and he can have that on his back when he's trying to go to his post or whatever. So I like that, actually, to be honest. I probably have it facing the wrong direction. Let's see. Let's put it this way. Put the handle the other way. We'll put that way. Um, Actually, it fit better the other way, so I'm going to go back to that way. I'm going to go back to the way I had it. There. Uh, There, like that. So you could have him doing some other things. And I would guess some of the accessories from the trooper and his accessories are interchangeable. Um, so that's kind of cool, you know. I like that. And there's different ways to make these ranks uh, um, different, so they don't all look identical to one another. So you can have a platoon of infantry and troopers to attack your GI Joes or to defend your Cobra base. Let's get a little bit into some of the details on this. So he's got the knee pads there that really look unique. There's a little bit art paint deco on those. There's also a little bit of on his elbows there. There's a little bit of paint deco there. Um, and I was saying earlier, by the chest, you could see the layering, and look at the layering on this. So my lighting is much better in this video than my previous. And there's a lot more stuff to see in these figures now with this lighting better. And that was one of my issues that I've been having, is you can't really get a good look at these. Now you can. So I hope this is better. And so there's different paint decos on the belt. There's some gray, some blue, some black. So there's a lot of color in this. There's a lot of detail in this. He's right up there as one of my top favorite. That's the funny thing about these videos, is every time I open another one, it becomes like one of my top favorites. It's really good. This is a really good figure, I must say. They are really hitting their stride with this stuff at this point, and I am very, very glad of that. I'm going to stand him up there. That's the cool thing with the rockers, and he stands pretty good. He stands pretty good. All right, so that's our Cobra Infantry review, number 24. So we're going to be hitting number 25 next, and that's going to be the very first Lady J figure. So I'm hoping by the time we get to the 25th classified review, we will have hit the 100 subscriber position amount. And so I can maybe do a special, maybe something special for that review. I can do my top 10 favorite G.I. Joe characters of all time. And a lot of the folks that watch this channel that have been subscribers for a while, they should already know a lot of my favorite characters. But to see them all in order from 10 to 1 is going to be quite an interesting thing to see, because you're going to be a little shocked at the order of some of that. But every fan has their favorites. Every fan comes to GI Joe a different place in their life, and so they like different characters. And so there you go. Thank you, everybody that's watching in the chat. Jace and Michael Gene Fleming. I guess Lone Dragon wasn't able to join us in this episode. I wanted to show Lone Dragon a special treat for this. So I guess we will have to show Lone Dragon in the next one. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate everybody watching after the fact and commenting and asking questions. I'm really enjoying this series. It's like Christmas every time I get to open these figures and review these characters from a deep dive from Carson's Art of G.I. Joe, Dan Klingensmith's History of G.I. Joe, Larry Hama's A Real American Hero Comics, and the Sunbow animated series. The Cobra Infantry appeared in the very first episode of the Mass Device miniseries. So, and I think I said last week, Zartan first appearance was in The Weather Dominator, right? So that's where he came to rescue Cobra Commander in The Weather Dominator episode 1. And so that is everything, I think. Keep an eye out. We are going to have a lot of content this week. There will be another comic book review. There will be another G.I. Joe new news review, and we will be doing classified reviews probably 2 more times this week. So if you're watching this channel, there's going to be a lot of content. Keep up to date. Make sure you click that subscribe button and the notification button to get notified when I am posting a new video. These are 90% of these are live, unless I do an interview, a deep dive interview with somebody. Most of these videos are live. I hope you enjoyed, and we will see you next time, because this is a Cobra video. Hail Cobra!